Welcome to the Social Entrepreneur Podcast. Get engaged, get influenced, get connected. Okay, good. Welcome Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, the UK, the world. We are going to give you a hot midweek motivation. We are back in 2019 to give you a once a week kick right up the fucking arse to make sure you are motivated, pumped and driven for 2019. My job is to make you believe in yourselves, to get you ready, to get you rocking and rolling, and to make you feel good. I want to give you the abundance of energy that I have, and I want to share that through the camera, through the speakers, so you guys can feel it, you can use it, and you can take it. Right, so tonight, we are also on the camera in the background doing something very special. We are going to be recording this to put it on YouTube and IGTV, okay? And we're going to also be using it as a podcast. So I really just want to go in hard for everybody now and just remind you that this is explicit motivation. This is high energy. Okay, so I only want people that take it, that vibe off it, and that want to be pumped and listen to what I've got to say. Okay, we're going to take questions about halfway through. This should take about 20 minutes to rock and roll. So if you've got anything that you want to ask me, wait, and my man Brandon that's sitting behind the cameras now is going to take those questions and shout them out real fast. So really what I want to talk about for you guys out there now is to make sure that 2019 isn't just another bullshit year of setting New Year's resolutions. I want to hold you accountable for your actions. I want to make sure that you guys have someone to answer to. And that moment when you're about to break dry January, or you're about to eat that bit of pizza or that cake, or you're not about to go for that run, remember that JV's screaming in your face, get up, don't eat it, don't touch it, don't give up. Whatever you've got to do, stick to it, because if you're prepared to break on your New Year's resolution so easy, then let me tell you, you've got no fucking chance of achieving anything this year, because all you're going to do is just talk shit to yourself, okay, and you're going to waste it because you're average and you're not prepared to be disciplined. You have no self-discipline. So it's important that you start the year as you mean to go on, okay? You need to start as you mean to go on. And that means, okay, having your resolutions, having your goals, working a plan, working a strategy, and most importantly, sticking to it, right? You can be whoever you want to be in 2019. You can achieve anything that you want to achieve in 2019. 2019 is your year to be the best version of you. I have set my goals in 2019 so fucking high, okay, that I must work relentlessly 100 hours a week, non-fucking stop, to be able to achieve it. Because let me tell you, that's what it takes. That's what's required. That's what you need to do to be the best. Now, if you're sitting on your sofa or you're sitting in your home and you're looking at me and you're thinking, that sounds like hard work, I don't really want to do that, I just want to do it a little bit, then turn off right now, because you don't need to be listening to what I'm saying. You are not right for this midweek motivation. It's not going to help you. You're just going to think that I'm shouting in your face, trying to motivate, and you ain't really going to get it. But for those of you that are sat there listening, thinking, you know what? Okay, actually, I do want to be the very best. You know what? Sometimes I don't have self-confidence. Sometimes I don't have self-belief. And it's okay for Joe to be sitting there and telling me that I can be the best version of me. But what's that based on? Because I think what we find as we start as kids and we believe that we can be whoever we want to be, we grow up and we start to doubt ourselves. We start to limit our beliefs to success. But when you're a kid, you have these dreams that you could be whoever you want to be. You know, your imagination runs wild. But somewhere along the way, we lose it. We lose that self-belief, we lose that imagination, and that's because we go through this dog shit school system of people telling us that we're not good at things, that you're not good at that lesson, that you're graded on things that you were never designed to do, okay, that you don't have talent in, that you don't really want to do, and it's constantly putting us down, when actually what we should be doing is homing in on what we're really good at and putting 100% effort, direction and drive into that to achieve it, because that is what it's all about, right? You don't go to a job or your job now or start a business and do every single job within the business. Maybe at the beginning, the entrepreneur does that, of course. But at school, you have to be good at loads of different lessons: maths, English, science, geography, art, PE. Imagine if you went to a job and you had to be finance, HR, operation, sales, graphic design, cleaning, installation. It's not possible. Of course, you're not going to be good at every single one of those things. So why at school we put down for it, and why at work do we excel in one area? Because we've realised what our skill set is. But I'm talking and reaching through the camera now to all of you that are not living your best life, that are not the best version of you, that have started back in January at a shitty job that you can't fucking stand, and you're already waiting for the weekend like we only started back yesterday. You know, if you are that person, then hit the live and let me know. But listen, you need to start believing in yourself, and that starts with motivation, right? You need to find what motivates you. Why do you want to jump out of bed every single day? Why do you want to beat your alarm clock like I do? Okay, why are you excited? Why do you get up at 5 a.m. and you come home after an 18-hour shift and get your phones out to talk to people through social media? Because it's passion, it's drive, and that's what I give a shit about. That's what motivates me. But you need to come back, and let's keep it very, very simple now, to the beginning. And it's all about finding out what your why is. Why do you want to get started? Is it because you're broke as fuck? Is it because you've got a shitty life and a job that you hate? Is it because you want to go traveling and you need some money? Is it because you've got a family member that's ill and you need to be able to pay for them and support them? Is it because you've got kids at home and you think that actually staying safe in your average shitty little job is providing, but actually it's not really providing the life that you want to be able to give them? What motivates you? The reason I got started in my career is because when I grew up, we were poor. My mum worked very, very hard to provide for us, but we didn't have all of the things that I wanted. And that might sound self-centered and selfish, but I don't give a shit, because I want the best things in life, and so should you. So I got started to be able to provide a life for my mum when she gets older, okay, and she needs to retire. I want to pull her out of that much quicker. That was my drive and energy. I want to be able to sit in my penthouse apartment. I want to be able to travel, go on holiday, have all of the nice things, send my kids to private school, provide them, give them the best. And that takes work. But that's what my why is, because I will never live like I lived when we grew up. Now, that keeps me motivated. That keeps me driven. So I want you to sit there and just take 5. Ask yourself, what do I want and why do I want it? And ultimately, I promise you that if it means that much to you, you are going to get up, okay, and you are going to do something about it. Now, I'm not going to go into strategy about how you should starting a business, what ideas you should have, because this isn't the right episode or podcast for it. This is a pure adrenaline-filled motivation drive to light a fire up your ass. But if you want to know more about business, more about strategy, then you need to follow my other podcasts and stuff, because this is just a variation of. But once you find out what your why is, let me tell you, that is how you get started. And then every single day, you need to go to work on your why. Okay, you need to get your ass up early. You need to go and stand in the mirror. And you need to do the following, because this is what I do when I get up every single day. I flick YouTube on. Some cheesy ass American motivational video to get it into my subconscious straight away every single morning, get the energy high. You need to work out, you need to do some exercise, then you need to go and stand in the mirror And you need to say the following things to yourself. And I don't care whether you think that I'm a dickhead for saying these things or arrogant or what, because these are what convince me that I am unstoppable. So number 1, you are a champion. Number 2, no one can beat you. Number 3, you will never lose. Number 5, today you're going to be the best version of you. Maybe that was 4, not 5. Today you're going to be the best version of you. And I put those on repeat. And I look myself in the mirror, and trust me, when you look back in the mirror, okay, the mirror does not lie. You cannot hide from your own reflection. You cannot hide from your own eyes. And if you're not committed, prepared, and driven, then you're going to know that. And actually, if you're not really prepared to go and work on your craft or prepared to better your life, then once again, you may as well just go get back in bed. You may as well go and have that half an hour that you wanted to snooze previously, because you getting up and doing what I've just done isn't going to help. But if your mind is really ready to take it to the next level, if you're serious about making a step in 2019, then this is what it takes. Motivation can't happen once. Motivation needs to be constantly drilled into the brain every single day, morning, noon and night, every spare moment. You must be writing down your goals. You must be writing down your targets. You must be listening to motivation. You surround yourself. Motivation needs to consume you to be able to go on a crazy journey to success. This is what it takes. It's energy, it's hard work, it's drive, and it's self-belief. Now let me tell you about a quote that I heard. A quote that actually changed my life. And if you listen to the words that I'm going to say, I'm hoping that it embeds something in you as well. And that simply was, remember the words, one day you will die. And let that strike fear from your mind and empower you to achieve all that you can be. Remember the words, one day you will die, and let that strike fear from your mind and empower you to achieve all that you can be. Now, when you realize you are going to die, that the little life that you are setting up in your mind isn't going to last forever, that your days are numbered, my friend, then you will realize that you have to give this one shot, this one opportunity, this 1 in 4 trillion chance of life, the absolute maximum, the best, the hardest, the non-wasted opportunity. Because you know what scares the absolute shit out of me? Do you know what my biggest fear in life is? That the day that I'm laying on my deathbed like this and I can hear beep, 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 and that heart monitor is going in the background, and as it starts to fade away and my eyes start to close and life starts to disappear away from me, that I lived an average life. That's my biggest fear, that I lived average and I didn't live my full potential. I wasted the one opportunity that God and the universe gave me to be great, because I got wrapped up in the day-to-day, because I got wrapped up in the masses and the belief that we are going to live forever, and that I have to buy a house straight after I leave university with debt, have a kid, get married, blah, 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 blah. And actually I forgot who I was. I didn't live my life. And all those things are great. I'm not putting them down. So before people start jumping on and saying, oh, well, I'm really happy with my life and my kids. Well, you might be. And if that's for you, then fantastic. Listen, I'm not here to tell you what's right for you. As I said, I'm only here to reach to the people that this means something to, because it isn't going to appeal to everyone, this lifestyle. And not everybody wants to be number one in the fucking world, right? People want to do their own thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. You should be whoever you want to be. But this, as I said earlier, is specific to people that just want to light the fire up under your ass. But my biggest fear is to die average. And that's also what motivates me every single day. How are we doing for time, Brandon?
Yeah, we're 14 minutes in.
40 minutes in. Okay, cool. Right, so let's take a couple of questions now from the audience.
Yeah. Is there anything that you want to speak about this week? What's been happening this week?
Well, I think for me, it's all about getting the strategy planned, getting the goal set up, and making sure that 2019 is going to be the absolute very best. I've worked extremely hard on making sure that the business is set up for double delivery. And that means for me taking the business from almost 6 million to 10 million in the next 12 months. I want to make sure that we're smashing it, that we're on it, okay, and that we also deliver, and that takes a lot of focus, energy and drive and delivery from myself. And I think that's where the discipline kicks in. Another amazing thing that I've done in January, or actually it started in November, was to quit alcohol. I no longer drink. I no longer go out and party. And no, please don't think that that's boring, because my energy levels are actually through the roof since I've stopped having a social life, as it were, and not a social life in partying, but a social life in going out and drinking lots of alcohol. I'm getting older now. I am 29. The grey hairs are starting to come through, but that doesn't mean you can't do that. But what it means is, okay, that if you're serious about taking your thing to the next level, then I'm hoping that you've listened to some of the stuff that I've said. One person is all it takes to light a fire inside you, to flick a switch in your soul, to change your DNA. And for me, that's what it's all about. That's why I do what I do. That's why I want to record these podcasts, do these lives, give up this time, because I wish I had somebody that was kicking me up the arse, that was motivating me, that was driving me when I got started. I only did it because I didn't want to live a life, but actually I had big fucking balls as well, and I drove and went for it. But not everybody's got that, and sometimes we need that push and that kick up the arse. So I'm really, really hoping this has helped. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there, because I've got some stuff that I need to get on with, and I really, really do hope that you've enjoyed this episode. We're going to be doing a couple of special things, actually, in 2019, and it's going to start with next week, and that is going to be the Social Entrepreneur Hotline. We're going to pick 5 questions. It's going to be all brought in live. It's going to be recorded over there in the background. It's going to be uploaded as a podcast, video to YouTube. So if you've got any questions on the hotline, bring them in for next week. Okay, and what we're going to do is answer all of those. It's going to be a hotline podcast focused purely on the audience, and it can be any question that you like. So look out for the posts over the coming days, and make sure that you let my team know that you're interested in getting involved. Okay, take care, have a good night, and remember, stay motivated. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Social Entrepreneur Podcast. Please continue to download, share with your friends, but most importantly, let me give something back. Come on over and join our international Facebook community. It's JV Social Entrepreneur. Go there, find it, search it. We'd love for you to leave a review, and we'd love for you to follow our social media for more updates and for more insights. That's at Mr. Joseph Valente. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Let's get it, let's grow.